ehina uhu Ghana dache if Senyorma ansesa.
There is no future for Ghana, for your information. There's nobody who is prepared to change the status quo. We have two parties, and the two parties, NPP and NDC, they've made it very impossible for them, impossible for anybody to have a decent third party. Nobody can have, say, or take formation of a party or being a license to operate a political party. NDC did it top class, NPP did it top class, and they are still doing it. And he's saying, if there were to be a possibility of an emergence of a third party established, maybe there will be regrouping. Nipa biba kwa kudi party nechi. Amen. Can you be broad base? Is that what we have here? Answer a capital N-O. No. Meaning, say, from Afarijan's time, how many people or how many parties have been allowed to be given license to operate or to have a political party? It is not possible, virtually. Charlotte Osei, Jane Mensah, they forced Afarijan to do the same thing. And before him, these two parties, and now, so also person political party. The system is telling you, say, 16 regional offices. 16 regional offices. Ma toilet ngoho, ma way ngoho, ma this and that ngoho. Near friend regional offices. 16 for inspection. Who comes to validate and who comes to inspect? The person coming to inspect in one year this NPP and a friend electoral commissioner or by was who table MMP. What cancel no. Okra ne spreadsheet and in a marking scheme. Or by us a toilet in hall. But let's go to the regional offices in the whole country. Nyanche NPP and this apart from Greater Accra and Kumasi. Omunkochi home officer toilet facility hall. Niacho said.
Hello, Ebusiafo. So, Pesifita Asracha or for dear, and then enough our kodom unique laser whitening. Unique laser whitening. Our toothpaste to strong qua. What did you choose? Say, and ma was saying a year fita. Na a year fita non sono. Na a ye and carbonate beer a wo no beer. Any tea stain, coffee stain, smoking stain, beer. Unique laser whitening product. Ebe yini nyina free swama o kama the obani say utu so na o de bi egu o brush de so na o de twitwo se ne so nyina kama o hwia enhohoro wanum gya no wanum saa into free unique laser whitening I was 07999792330 unique laser whitening or say money ses
we need nipa 300,000 or 30,000 every region. No endorse. Now sabenya nipa 3,000 every constituency. Now unyana safa Ghana card eka hone validate. What did then abit makunya nipa 3,000 Ghana card yabe register political party?
Hey,
how is it possible? And nobody speak. And we have a parliament of 275 constituencies. And they are telling you, say, 275 constituencies. So when you're a regional head office now, you must have a presence. Literally telling you, say, you need an office in every constituency. What is the Kabene Bayer constituency? 275. Meanwhile, NPP, NDC, at that time, no endorsement, no 1,000. No be a telephone number will come in 1992. They wrote names and they register political parties. They just only wrote names. How come by the two parties, Omumienu actually 32 years? From 1992, actually 32 years. 16 years, 16 there. Now up to now, almost that kind of stupid political philosophy and ideologies. Say, yeah, ma will be quite party. It is also challenging government and the system there called independent. We they know that the independent makes you weaker.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't have the structures.
Okay. Internet just doctor, not just who can you now put say you share your Alan ne omwake not just access still
Martin can dare not. Don't go there. He can dare not have a political party. What can who know me into a political party? Kakanede Japan Yankoma Tete Party. Let them try. Let them try.
Oh.
The third force, Chada, quote me. Ghanaians should quote me. Our comprehensive constitution, full book, constitution, running to 600 or something pages. Tip top, that talks about and any ideas are presented. Write your party's manifesto and constitution over 600 pages. Never. Who is going to read that separate document or electoral commission? They will collect it and throw it away. We are the marking scheme. I think you know about regions, no. I think you know about districts, no. I think you know about constituency, no. Go nipa 3,000 no more. You be a yimra. Region Ben, I will be nipa 3,000 Ghana cards. Do it. And they say, "Wow, to a King George or whoever." Now, Oba, no abe from our hampacho. Kwendo so me party mami. Jemi Ghana card. Na me the beman who will give you. They know so be amfamo. Unya o mami no ire eno nuam dia. Obi amfa the Ghana card mo ni dia o de kwa akoye. So it is impossible. It's independent, that's a struggle. And if you are running independent, it is telling you that you yourself, you cannot take anybody to go and stand. Constituency say, who will be aware there, or stand as parliamentarian. Show me how independent parliamentarians are in power. In the parliament. Yes, you don't know.
Doctor, asa umum dia asa una we bie nneoma bie ni so na chese deda ye wa bontin na no enkosi baby a.
Nobody can have a party in Ghana except NBC NPP. It is not because of party nimienu. It is because the system does not allow a third party. And nobody has fought in the parliament. We have 275. Ghana, over 68% to 70% of Ghana parliamentarians out of the 275. We top the whole of Africa. We are lawyers. They are all lawyers. Who knows the law? And which country pays judgment debt more than Ghana in default payment? Ghana still. Lawyers in the parliament. Country bed no trade in judgment debt. Ejisika check. Ekotria judgment debt. And your lawyers na sign contract. You can't have a third party. You don't know. Ghanaians are blind. Look, post independent. Obia know how we new our Ghanaian government system. Post independent. Nobody. Omo more political system. No, Oma na oho. Ekuonaba, ne papa His Excellency. Na ne papa a president. You no be a president. Nye news. President Mumuni Baumia, Muhammadu Baumia, vice, or by a president of this country, in news, Papa, or a head of council of state, or be a minister. President Mahama, the same thing. President Kofo, his family, top class, and the uncles, they were top political people in this country. In Tinenya news, so by a president, he nurtured his destiny. He nurtured. Ekuonaba, he nurtured for 40 good years, and would a Ghana seat. Now tell me, which of the Ghanaian president ever in the history our door farms? And how can he talk about farms? How can he talk about a farmer, a country or agri, and go to other countries? Koshe Swatini, Lesotho. Lesotho, Omo Prime Minister, is the biggest cannabis farmer in the whole of Africa. And is the biggest cannabis oil extractor on the whole of Africa. It's why Yaka farms are some, which Maka farms are some, with the problem. One Ghanaian president. I know a businessman who fear workers. Show me all of them. From the military regime to today. You don't know this country's history. Nobody has come from anybody, anywhere to be a leader. You have 13 government, 13 presidents, head of states, 13 post-independent in 1957. Tell me which one of them. Was there a Champon who was a businessman or what? Was there a Kufu? Did he have farms? A Champon or farms? A free for all farms. President Liman. Yes, Kela Liman. No, novice. From Goluno, his brother was also a diplomat. Obey a diplomat, obey Ghana ambassador to France, obey a president. It's in any news. Yeah, different president. The Rollins was not a novice. At that time, at that year, half caste. Me know me never still like you half caste be I sorry we bruni Presidency one and no dear bro. His mother was a matron at the presidency. Obey a president. Oh no me coup d'etat. A military leader. Akatapori. Hali Dijua. Jebwedi. What did he do after 2 years? And Okatuomina. And Osadi reinstated the political class now. No so open. Osaduomina by that gave birth to all these people. Were they know this? No. Those are the people of today. The country has produced 5 presidents from one school at Chimota. 5 presidents. For information, any school be how they produce president. Bombata secondary school, so about president of Ghana. Nyonko Parliament. We're talking about governance. Only 8 or 9 schools. 8 schools. And our Ghana only head of parliament committees. 8 schools. Prempe College, Opokuwari, Adisco, this, Fancy Man, Fancy Pim. You get it? Wesley girls, and a Holiko, a Briggs, and one in the case of a man, Oma Kenyan committee, or baby of schools, it is a whole cock of rice, so called board, yes, secondary school. You will never be a committee chairman in parliament. You don't come in. Doctor, I'm sorry. Ube say or your NDC ni or your Ekuonaba boy once you NPP or your Ekuonaba they meet and talk as Ekuonaba boys, they don't talk about Ghanaians. And to other say party to party, go and look at what they do in parliament. That is a country. No more than 10 schools and a managing Ghana parliament from time immemorial till today. Achimota boys ni presec ni and Dokuja to meet or non counterpart or committee. So how many years have they all been in the parliament? But we call them ranking members. Can you go to any country in this world, including even African country, smallest country? Nobody parliament in 8 years in parliament, and you turn out to be a ranking member. So where is our maturity level? Into a parliament, you are. They go there and shut down. Kofi Adams, what is Wakasebium? What is a Kwashiga Kasebium? How many people speak on the floor of parliament? Sam Siahi, Ekoka says CD is gaining weight. Papa also and Kwamaka Chen said CD is not a human being. At a meal's time, when Timin Kasa parliament, you will shut down because they're marking grammar.
Wow.
It is all business school, college, Bebusko, Achisco, Nessa school now. You are joking. You are not part of the system. So when you take decisions, and it will be free parliament, no better up radio stations. Yeah, pass a bill, no, no other. No, no, why because one treat the economy. New school no ko en grammar yet. Anko presec, anko achimota, anko pukwa, anko prempe, anko St. John, Pope John. Wa busuku ni yet. There is a country. Country on what Timatinasi. From Rollins time. Before Rollins time. But then deeply from Rollins time. Ebabe leading to President Kufuor's time. What a great education system. With secondary school, second cycle institution, were grade E. You were grade A. You were grade B. You were grade C. I quite say grade E. Now I'm so many years I'm back. And this will be what pre-second when school near rated grade A. And will be so your friends say, Daman secondary school, a grade E. Onkwaya was your actually English back. How do you expect someone who was school grade E? No? Any grade F. Already school name we are a failure, a failed school. School near failed school. And or no there back. English master or how a people teach or no one passing English. And then watch out more pass. Until at the end of the day, no, science school some board the home the Beko University, home the Beko Legom, the Beko Tech. Niacho mom kwa medicine, mom kwa mo amanka no. Ni ama combination kwa wuntimi akwa fita. The system had graded said oba obe failing kwa seamstress hairdresser. Na sikafo ni ire nya ni obi moniti. Wuntimi dia pebe mebi boga bi anapodu America mewaro. How come ba say ma chipase failure nyina waba New Jersey bi wo ho New York wo ho fufu nurses odin fufu obekọ na djuma clean. America used 2 weeks to train them to understand simple medical and home aid services. Because one pass mathematics in T, one pass English into the Ghana system had made it in a way say young Fabi Hodin Yankwasha master in English, young produce qualified master in English master, young moment more. So Biba pass master English, Uncle says Kuna Mabubudin. Where Yaka and Gremwa, we a failure, where Yasua, or Cherry Mida, Zutia Bakumbianu, Opa Pentiment Trebi Makotenefi, Kosia Juma, and Yasako Bokrono. This is the system.
Jesus Christ.
So at the end of the day, those who goes to the court, the judges, the lawyers, no mina pass one kaba. It will be bonia or back court and channel. A charge and big process. But when I'm so close school phone, who could judge be a numa? We are done here, or you're a carpenter building trade. We are done here, me a plumber, then building trade. We are done here, me a mason. And if you just sentence in a corner, from jail is a plumber. The next time I come on, farmers. The farmer has been jailed 40 years for deferment. Country who are Greek and no backbone of economy. Farmer or new cocoa farmer. So for whichever reason, Kwakwe Bibian Vanning corporation, ye jailing in 30 years. Meanwhile, administrator, our koto cocoa where we are cocoa sikano, or Nuko gentleman 2 years no appear, near Saman good idea, good conduct. This is the country. Who is to change it? Now, be a better baby actually say good governance. They are crazy people. They didn't know what they were talking about, and nobody seems to challenge them. What is the meaning of governance here? Good governance.
Well, dear doctor, Mama Professor Al Wahab Farouk. You were Professor Lumumba, Ewo Kenya, but what you Professor Ghana, you Professor now, because when I will be Majun Mame who says, Sana, Honorable Kennedy Japan. A man for honorable who on him so untimentano.
He cannot have a political party for a minute.
Oh,
Alan Chamatin to political party, you'll be a little bit mate. The conditions now, the cultural constitution. Do you know how it goes into the right of constitution? Over your party no be a constitution. You describe what you want to do. Country bend the way we are. Now, United States, I'm a party. They don't have to tell the Americans because state in here the same. Even if we are talking about land, the land topography is not the same. How do I have to write and convince the electoral commission who is even to read? And the person reading, or a Messiah, or a Jesus, or a Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Wakasa Adi will have shared the Mijitum. No man can say party manifesto nom the coalition. A would you nom to execute here? And two party manifesto no crime. It even produce a result when you're in government. How much more do you tell somebody to write a constitution before having a political party? Hey, nonsense, crazy. We are so stupid and nobody accuse it.
wow.
We are so stupid. Our mindset, Ghana mindset, Nankasano, is we call it an educated, illiterate country.
Jesus. Dr. Auntie, what happens to an independent candidate to be winning presidential election?
It will never happen in this history. Independent country can be independent party or independent person can be a kingmaker. That one is possible. That one is possible because the mindset is so super glued on a wall. Meaning, say, now you're talking about Ghana youth. Who are Ghana youth? We have matured, crazy adults, including you yourself, including maybe my kids. There's no Ghana youth here because, say, me papa, me mama, my father would have been over 70. He wouldn't be a 70 so chasey politician be I couldn't support. Your mother wouldn't do that, but by their ages. When you grab a walking stick or NPP, who are the MPs, a support to is the Ghanaian youth 18 years to 36. No, GC, Kenya man phone card, near catching a party communicator, near man phones 5, near man credit 5, no 150 Ghana cedis, near talk credit amano, no a tune King's Radio, no a tune Kesben, no a tune P7, no a tune and a papa program in a radio system and him. No a friend near the NATO so, or no so one a secretary, no the NATO so, and a permit pneumonia for a boy, Juma papa. Pasia, if you are not stupid, you the same person, only 100 Ghana cedis, you Pasia, they are way. Who is doing that? Akokra Neya and Abrewa, is Ghana youth. Where are the youth? Now let's go to the universities. The 10 and the TESCOM. 10 and the TESCOM, what are for? Ghana youth. Those who came from Kane, Haruna Idrisu, Okujeto, your friend is Fifi, and Samia Uku, all those they were part and 10 and test on. How many times Atamis introduced you to Ghana governance? Mama, Ebetua also introduced me. Kufadu Swabetrebi, Eduomaba, President Kofode. Now we were coming from one regime to another entirely. It was no over a whole lot of pressure and to them paying for a year. But the last three, President Mahama, President your friends Mills and Anako the Danko Kufado. All introduce you. Tell me what the youth ministers, how have they impacted the youth of Ghana? Those are the questions you should be asking them. Who can the old political class? Of course, we are cut it. We no and they bantu nyanya yesu tua. We are Canada ho and we de bunya ko bitua. Now, we young guy now, who one year jumada, na mu near jumada. Within overnight, we went to my baby mansion 3 East Legon. Was one year corrupt. Who got our radar? Who can NPP needs NDC for a corrupt? NDC for NPP for. These are the youth boys. They went into governance in their late 30s. Some went into early 40s, 45. You still falling within the youth bracket. How many of them have helped the Ghanaian youth? Someone said, and say a young boy, child appear. Who are the people sitting on the internet writing nonsense? Oh, make sure baby on your Nisika. Ghanaian youth adults, where they got their money. If not anything, we've seen say he has workers and he pays taxes. He has shown what he's doing. How many of those politicians, the old class, was a estate manager? And I know a real estate. How many of them were in the farms? How many of them were but yet properties in Yemom Yokuma? So youth against the youth. Who write nonsense about Ghanaian youth? The Ghanaian youth does that. Until they are not youth, they are matured adults. And that is why I'm saying that the country has no future. Because the youth who are supposed to stand. Look at Basiru Fai. On in the boss.
Yes.
Usman Songo. These boys were in jail without any party. Macky Sall did not allow them to have any political party. What Shwomi was jealous man Sonko. So rape will be a brand boy not 22 years. Oban ko ehu obano, din ye hu ne mame, but otimi di nitum. Basiru fine any deputy or ginitum. Or we and what parties 172 to eclipse the Senegalese party system. Or prono down with its own system by 70 or the by 40. The Senegalese youth say we don't care. As long as we have the independent avenue, we will vote for them whilst in jail.
Yes.
They came out from jail to be a president and prime minister.
Yes.
That's the kind of stupidness that
Yes.
my you to be my major constituency, or major dance man. So I Daniel you to 30 years. When you Juma, no pay. Ubating pass someone back and channel. Obinko Jakaneshi. So I Ghanaian you to 35 years. We're youth activists. Behind in the area. So person called parliament. Young should be better manner. Nyankofa will be or no akobo busia begina ho no wetimetua constituency executive nipa 15 district or say constituency no NPP and I say NDC strongholds and you say nipa 15 the executive the next day or a parliamentarian. Who are the people who vote for them? Is that not the same youth?
Oh, Ghana, we are doomed.
Country Ghana in terms of governance, only the number 5 in Africa or 8 in Africa. And number 1 in West Africa, 40th in the world. Who is writing here what and who is saying what here? So, governance, what does governance stand for? See, as a governance, does that mean that yeah, country be yate president, na country no president, your parliamentary system, your judicial system, your friend is the lawmakers who are the parliamentarians. And when we put that through here, now yanti sebia judiciary ebia the legislator and presidency, which is the executive neku. And as a country, no, you civil uprising biaho.
Right.
And our country, you war a biaho. And our country, you massive demonstration, destruction, etc. And none in your friend is a good governance. No. Abrokono, they write what we want to read. And they write what we want to hear. And what satisfies them. Survey, for your information, there is no survey that is free of charge. Survey. There is no survey free of charge. Survey on international or different platforms. It may be a international organization. It will be NGO. Right. It will be platform. Your platform ni bi dize Imani or Ghana, your IE or Ghana. IE no anya obi na disio. Nipa bi na atumo say you hwehun bi. You're a group of consultants and you form a certain group and as a certain platform to discuss and alert and then to bring to the limelight and there may be a course on your daddy and by so doing no abenya international body say sponsors and I say you identify with Momo Juma mo yeniti se mu hia funding amomo me and there may be also a consultancy project enti e bi aban bibi na ya de amamu hwehwem na mo me report ebia na World Bank no the project bi akoma no ebia IMF ya share report bi mo hwehwe na mo fama ye ni nyina ya adwuma you pay for that services and Ghana onye short of says in Ghana all the presidents obia lobby survey for a report to look good. President Mama why President Mills in the time omu yebi President Kofo back to back omu yebi Rollins omu yebi. In the survey there, if you see a survey reporter, then we always say, is it a domestic survey report? And answer an internationally powered survey report. Now, report on what went into the report. What was the basis? Barometer a benum de to measurement benum de to tape benum de beton. When again I know more to say. Now, also governance. Governance is big. Governance is big. Big and it's a governance packages, and I say it has something to do with management of the country, and for that matter, management of the country's resources. And governance also has element of administration, administering the country, services, etc. And you say an administration. Yes, sir, governance is also you have to monitor government operations. You have to supervise the government to all the sectors. So you have monitoring, supervision, and then you control. It's also under governance. And yes, our BB said electoral governance, electoral processes. Now they are all reading it, they may reading. Nipa never free say Ghana since 1992. Prior to that, neo-military regime that went on for 11 years from 1982. And Tokwama, a man could do 1992. So we do 1992 na Ghana transfer power peacefully. And you started what is called electoral system. Yibinya multi-party democracy in 1992. Up to 2024, Yababinya as how many governments? 8 governments under the Fourth Republic. And the 8 governments under the Fourth Republic. And the say country no enya entokwabia omoko civil servants the civil uprising bia maha entokwa wokrum ha obetingina chieftaincy which is local entokwa wokrum standing for over 30 years omunye omadwen so be solve no nkonya alabanyo ni nkonya which is nonsense in a country of 40 million populated nation na onono na dia owaye only alabanyo nkonya is the only country, is the only fight Abagase Wahab. Dia Kenya Boko Mamprusi Ala Konkoma any Ashanti region and Nina chieftaincy. These are called avoidable security challenges. But when you come to governance, as in we call it a governance as a chemistry of governance there, then we are talking about say country, your presidential tenure, your electoral tenure. Your economies, your security, your administration, your management, all those that you put together gives you the governance. But then is that what we are seeing here? And to me, make sure to say, your cleanliness. What about the governance of that? Poor. You share your unemployment governance, which is very bad. You share your education governance, it is very poor because the curriculum, the universities, no Ghana university brand and build any student to be independent student to do anything apart from giving them a certificate. So we don't educate anybody in Ghana. We give them school. So we have people who have gone to school. We don't have people who are educated. Because if you're educated, it comes with profession. And if you have profession, you can lead and have life and do things. You don't need to write application and stand to wait until they get to work. What about that one? Into education, governance, core. Then you're talking about the economy. If you have economic prudent governance, you will not a country without resources. What is called $3 billion, which is up to a budget, not even up to a budget of Lagos State.
Wow.
3 billion is now up to the budget of a Lagos State. In the unemployment. Such a country need to meet unemployment students, Students Unemployment Association. Governance now we are with unemployment, and no any day. Now let's talk about city.
Right.
Waste management. Ghana lives in the most dirtiest country city in the whole of the west of Africa as we're speaking now.
Hey,
you got the dirtiest country in Africa. Ghana tops one of them. That governance in the Tijuana Savannah. Why am I saying this? One in him Accra. Go to the city Accra, which is your capital. Downtown Accra, from Farouk up to downtown Accra. Cocoa Board, police station, central police station. I call the whole Accra. Every street has been taken over. Every street has been taken over on La Paz. Every bridge, Bokaye, Kwame Nkrumah Circle, the bridge is only full of criminals, thieves, any your friends say drug addicts. I will no drug addict etimakofa empa under the VIP anymore. Are you talking about a good governance? What is the meaning of governance here?
Oh.
Can you just lift your back? Now about better say if in America, who bet my Sabi bridge be I say yeah drug addicts, yeah bandits. Is that not part of governance? It is supervision in way zero, monitoring way zero, control way zero. Now let's go to the ministries. Let's go to the ministry sector by sector. Ministry marginally. Ghanaian ministry just even a decent toilet with toilet room, include the Ministry of Finance. Come visit. Now, Ministry of Agric, Ministry of Energy. Now, as a visitor, I will call for public business. So, bet me rat toilet. So, excuse me to say, it is a ministry now. Sector now. All power the work of the government, making it a government, and the business of government is governance. One ministers are appalling. How many times do they go to work? When did they go to work? They report to work at 9:10. And they leave by 2:30 with an example, with an excuse to say, or traffic. Do you call that one governance? Do you call that good governance? Good governance, go to the agri sector. Good governance, when a better Homer say, in your bumper harvest of tomatoes after 3 months, tomatoes, then there is a scarcity of tomatoes after 3 months. And you don't have even a single incubator. Say, metima hodo, metima kipu. Na me reserve, na conserve, na preserve tomatoes, so that people in Akomadan and then the farmers, won't continue tomatoes. What about orange? What about your friend is a watermelon? What about all those agri producers? Because there's a bump and there's no buyer. Within 3 weeks, I want it off. Now it's scarce. Is that governance of agri that we are talking about here? Then I will compare Ghana to countries. Then I'll compare Ghana to Cote d'Ivoire. Then compare governance. Who the fact say, who talking about governance because you need political exile. Your former presidents in Umu Krumha, Chair the Nyamia Turansa Promo. Your criminal ministers, your criminal chief executives, a criminal judicial system, your criminal MPs, over the years up to this time. When a government system, Ghana government judicial team do be to my panel to face punitive measures because with your money seeker openly known. But these people have the gas. They go to Ghana court or court process, charge and bail. 8 years, now government now over. Another one case now. Meanwhile, a young boy of 24 years, yes, who are then will call the file will be and now we are telephone. Judge a man 50 years. Do you talk about that judicial governance?
Wow.
When they did Ghana or the jail, is that governance that they were looking at it? Governance is holistic. Yes. Governance is vague.
Governance has a lot of things. You don't choose and pick. So whoever did that kind of shoddy job, that kind of funny survey, you know, they did a survey because they were paid to do that survey. And I can sit in my room and give analysis analytically. In-depth analysis of individual sector by sector, and let's see the governance that covers that kind of this. Yanko is State Protocol Department.
Hey!
It is the West. The face of every country is your State Protocol Department. Ghana State Protocol Department say or toilet cry or what?
Hey!
State Banquet Hall